Hi, my name's Paige. Welcome to my July TBR. I am posting this on my birthday. It is officially my 27th birthday. I really hate that. But oh well, you can't go backwards. Anyway, because June was my birthday month, I hope that we can all forgive me for not finishing my June TBR. I pulled 8 prompts, picked 8 books, and I read 4 books. One of which was not on my TBR. But I'm not in a reading slump. I am just reading a ton of fan fiction. All I want to do is read fan fiction and I can't stop myself. In April and May, I watched all of Shameless, fell in love with Mickey Milkovich, and am reading everything that I can find. So I am reading, just not anything on my TBR, which, oops, it happens. But I did finish 3 prompts. I just have 5 other books that I never read. It's okay. It was my birthday month. We're forgiven, right? So in July, I'm going to try and make things not as overwhelming for myself, but I am still going to probably be picking 8 or more books. My plan is to pick 4 books for my TBR jar, and then I'm going to pick 4 books for the readathon that I'm going to be taking part of. I decided I wanted to take part in the tarot readathon, and I am going to be on Team Pentacles, I've decided. I am going to be picking my jar and prompts from my tarot deck for that one. So I'm going to put time descriptors down below so that you can click on which one you want to see. As long as I don't get any pull and extra cards for my TBR jar. This should only be an 8 book July TBR. Let's go ahead and get started. For the 4 prompts that I did not finish, should I be putting them back into the jar if I didn't finish them as like a semi-punishment, but then it gives me the chance to actually use them again? Or should I leave them out and wait until I kind of refill the jar with prompt? You let me know. I'm not going to put them in this month just because I don't want to take a punishment. But let me know if that's something I should do in the future. Alright, so we have the jar. I am just going to kind of mix around in there. I love that sound. And here is my first pull. It is a middle grade. Okay. Okay. Do I want to commit to what I'm thinking? My very first instinct is to pull Heroes of Olympus, but I don't know if I want to commit to the entire series because I'm sure that once I read the first one, I'll want to read the next one. I think I'm going to do it. This might technically be a young adult, but I'm going to count it as middle grade because it's Percy Jackson, and that's what Percy Jackson started off as. We are going to attempt to read book 1, The Lost Hero. Will it happen? Who knows? But I have been really wanting to carry on with the Percy Jackson series, so it's the first thing that came to mind when I saw this prompt, so I think I have to go with it. All I know about this is that it is following a different cast of characters, and I believe they're different sorts of demigods, and that is all I know. Tell me if I'm so off. Number 2. An Instagram suggestion, which is one of these prompts that I have yet to pull before. So when I first started the TBR jar prompts, I asked friends on Instagram to send me some prompts, and a few of them did. So I'm going to pull out one of theirs from Ried. She said a POC protagonist. So Mare, you gave this suggestion a million years ago, so thank you for this one. I now need to look through my shelves. For this prompt, I'm going to be reading Darius the Great is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. It sounds really good. It sounds like it is about a boy named Darius who is going to go to Iran to see some of his mother's side of his family, and he ends up meeting a boy, and it seems like they fall in love. So I am excited for this one. I've been really wanting to read this one. Prompt number 3. This is a random letter, and you probably saw me just think, should I put this back and pull again? Because I'm tired of these random generators. Alright, let's go find me a random title. I mean random letter for the title. Alright, I'm not even gonna bother screen recording. You're just gonna look at it right here. Alright, you. You? Or picking another letter. That's just not gonna happen. Where's my mouse? There you go. A. I can do A. I might regret this later, but I'm going to try From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. It's really big, but I've heard such great things, and I really want to read this one because so many people love it. From the back, it looks like it is about a woman named Poppy who is very pure, and she is going to be going through an ascension to be found worthy by the gods, and she does not want that life. So I'm excited to see what this one is about. Let's just hope I actually pick it up. What books have the letter U in it besides something that starts with up? Okay, moving on. Possibly our last poll. We are going to go with an unread author, which is definitely many that I have. Okay, I knew exactly what I was going to pull. Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I have been dying to read this one, and I just think that this feels so summery. So I'm going to be reading Sea of Ruin. I believe it's about pirates. Yeah, it looks like it's about pirates, and it definitely seems like an enemies to lovers, but you know what? I'm cool with it right now because I just want to read this. Luckily, we did not get any extra pulls, so these are my 4 books that I will be reading for my personal TBR game. We have The Lost Hero by Riordan. We have Darius the Great Is Not Okay by Adib Khorram. We have From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout, and we have Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. I'm actually very excited for these 4 books, but now let's see what other 4 books I will be reading for the Tarot Readathon prompts. Alright, so I have just shuffled. I'm going to split the deck. Put this one on top. I'm going to pull the first 4 that I get right here. One rule for Team Pentacles is that we have to pick books that we already own. We cannot go and buy new books. So every prompt that I get, I have to find a book on my physical TBR to read. I could go to the library, but I am a bad book tuber and I don't have a library card yet. But I will be getting one in the next couple of months. I just currently can't use that library option. I need to pick books here. So my first pull is the 4 of Cups. So I'm going to go look up that prompt real quick. I actually love this prompt. It says, read a book that you've been meaning to read but haven't had the time to. If you can't tell, I am in a very romance mood, and I have been really wanting to read One Hot Italian Summer by Karina Halle, or Karina Halle? I'm not really sure on that last name, but I have been staring at this all summer long going, oh, I should read that. No, I need to read the books on my TBR. But now we are here for this one. All right, the second card on top is the Chariot. The prompt for this one is to read a booktube or bookstagram recommendation. So I need to go grab my phone and I will go through bookstagram and see which books I own. All right, I am going to scroll through bookstagram to see if there are any books that I own already. I'm getting nervous. Let's go back to this. Do I own any of these? I own 2 books in this one. I own Black Flamingo and One Last Stop, but I'm gonna keep scrolling because I'm not sure if I want to read either of those yet. If I can't find anything, I will pick one of those. Okay, let's look through this one. One Last Stop again. Black Flamingo again. Okay, so I'm getting the same 2 recommendations, and it is between One Last Stop or Black Flamingo. And I don't know which one I'm going to pick. I've heard great things about the audiobook for this one, and then I've heard everybody raving about this one. And I kind of want to jump on the bandwagon and read this one along with everyone else so that I know what's going on and why everyone loves this one. But I also want to read this one. Why is this so hard to pick? I want to read both of them, but I know I'm not going to have time to read both of them. Okay, we'll do heads or tails. Heads or tails. You can't, can you see? It says tails. So we are going to go with One Last Stop by McQuiston. So all I know about this one is that it is a sapphic romance, and one of them is a time traveler who is from the 1970s. That is all I know. That's all I really want to know going into this one. I've heard it's really cute, and one of the main characters is bisexual, so I love that representation and I am very excited to read this one. All right, pull number 3. I'm pulling a card on top, and it is the Queen of Pentacles. The prompt for Queen of Pentacles is read a book with a strong female protagonist. So here's what I'm gonna do. Last month I was supposed to read Daisy Jones and the Six, and I really wanted to. I genuinely wanted to. But I just, like I said, wanted to read fan fiction. So I'm definitely going to be reading Daisy Jones and the Six, and I think I'm going to use this prompt for this book because I assume, since it's about Daisy Jones, she is a strong female protagonist in this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do want to read this book, so I'm going to go ahead and use this prompt. I'm stumbling into the problem where I'm having so much fun. I want to pick more prompts than just 4. I think I'm gonna do 6. I might regret this. I'm gonna do 6. All right, the 4th poll is the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands says to read a book featuring an enemies to lovers romance. I don't like enemies to lovers, and I think I already used up the ones that I have, but let me check. All right, I think I found one. So I promised my friend Chloe that I would be reading Kristen Sere in July, and I do know that this should have an enemies to lovers romance. The first book kind of had them as enemies. I believe this is where they finally become lovers. I'm not really positive on that, but I will be reading this for the 5 of Wands prompt. I have to pick more. This is just too much fun. Okay, prompt number 5 is the 7 of Wands. The prompt for 7 of Wands is to read the first book in a series, and I am going to actually double up with my actual TBR for this one and pull the Lost Hero from the Heroes of Olympic series, because it is the first in that series. So we're going to go for this prompt. See, this wasn't the worst idea. And my final tarot TBR pull is the Knight of Wands. And the prompt for this one is to read a book featuring an adventure. So I'm not sure if From Blood and Ash has an adventure, so please let me know if it does, because I would really like to double up using this one. If not, I think I'll double up using Darius the Great is Not Okay, since he goes on like a vacation to go see his mother's family in a different country. I'm going to count that as an adventure, but please let me know if this one does, because I think I get extra points for reading really long books on this team. I only have 8 books on my TBR, and I feel the need to have 10. I think I'm gonna pull 2 more. This was not my plan, but I'm really having fun. I like this a lot, so I'm gonna pull 2 more. I just feel like it's right. It feels like the right move. Pull, is this tarot pull number 7? Is the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups prompt is to read a book that you see yourself in, so your own representation in it. I'm having a hard time with this prompt because I'm not seeing a lot of books on my shelf that I feel would actually represent me very much. I'm trying to find one that seems to be of a bisexual character, but I already used One Last Stop, and I currently don't own any others that I'm certain of. It's hard to find these. I'm trying to go through the list right now, but I'm just not really finding anything yet, so I'm going to keep searching. Okay, so this is the best I can do right now, which is The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite. I believe it is a sapphic historical romance. This is as close as I can get to this prompt, but we are going to go with it. I just purchased this. It arrived literally today, so it got here in the nick of time to be able to do this. And our final tarot pull. Hopefully this does not screw everything up. We have the 7 of Pentacles. This prompt says to read a book featuring sustainability or has a big focus on nature. And I am going to really need to look through my books. So when I googled books with nature, the first one that came up was Where the Crawdads Sings by Delia Owens. So I am going to use this for this prompt. I am definitely going to regret pulling 8 different books for this, but I am really excited about all of them. For the 4 of Cups, we are going to be reading One Hot Italian Summer by Karina Halle. For the Chariot, we are going to be reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. For the Queen of Pentacles, we are going to be reading Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. For the 5 of Wands, we are going to be reading Kristen Sere by TJ Klune. For the 7 of Wands, we will be reading The Lost Hero by Riordan. For the Knight of Wands, we will potentially be reading From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. For the Ace of Cups, we will be reading The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite. And for the 7 of Pentacles, we will be reading Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. So this is my Tarot Readathon TBR. I will link all of the information below in case this is something that you're also interested in. I had a really fun time pulling all of these prompts. crossing my fingers that I will get out of my fan fiction mood and want to read all of these books because they sound so good. I am very excited. I also have these 2 books from my regular TBR for a total of 10 books in July. So I need to get cracking. I need to make sure I am putting time aside every day to be reading actual books off my TBR so that my TBR is not as overwhelming as it is. But anyway, I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these. Which are your favorites? Which ones should I read first? I am trying to do weekly reading vlogs. I did one and I kind of failed the second week, so you might see some of these in some of those vlogs if I remember to check in. But I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!